Hi, Steve Malberg with Apex Predator Treestands. I'm here with my friend Dr. Hall, who's been a huge asset, like giving me a lot of great advice, helping me organize stuff, because I'm just a guy that hunts, and I really hate being right here because I hate camera work, so I'm going to do the best I can. But our mission literally is to get people out of the nosebleed section and get them down on the sidelines and hunt. We want you to get out and enjoy a lifestyle of hunting with our stands. The lifestyle is hunt low, be mobile, and really enjoy the process and the
enjoy the journey, the adventure. So
yeah.
you scout properties, right? You work hard to find these properties, to find mature animals, and you want an intimate encounter when we go out.
Yes.
In these places in the woods,
right,
or the draws, or the terraces, or the fence rows. So the Apex style is about getting you close, that intimate, with your quarry, with your prey, so to speak. Yeah. And so you don't have to get up high, get close. Yeah. And the Apex will do that.
And you can go places with this that people have told me they can go where I go, and I'm going to tell you, you can't with a normal stand. You can't get on those fence rows where there's no trees except those scraggly little trees. We'll cut out a branch or two and we're hunting. We went into a property today that I got a nice 8-point out of, and three of us went in with backpacks.
We've never been there before.
Never even
seen the property.
And it was, you'll see the videos, it was nasty.
Thick popple.
Yeah.
Really thick, with a couple of little logging rows where the deer trails were crossing.
Right.
And we found a couple little bundles of trees, and we got our stands in, and we scored.
We scored.
We got the swamp donkey.
Yeah, yep. That was my first Wisconsin buck, and I couldn't be happier. Hopefully I get to do it a lot more. But that's what we do. We go in. We don't have to pre-scout. We don't have to do anything. We just go in and hunt. And we're enjoying the whole journey and the process and the intimate encounter with it. And we do it with friends. People are like, Tony, when he got his buck, I got some negative comments about, you were only 60 yards from him? Well, the draw was only like 140 yards long.
Yeah, and it was like 30 yards wide.
30 yards wide.
But you scouted it, and
yeah.
You knew there were big bucks in there.
Yeah.
And so
it was in the middle of CRP and bean fields. Yep. And we had to actually walk about a mile to get to it.
Yeah. But when we hunt, I don't care if Steve shoots a buck, Tyler shoots a buck, I shoot the buck, whatever. We're kind of a team. We're in there for the adventure, the experience. So sometimes we're close to each other, we can see each other, and sometimes we're a little further away. That's really irrelevant. We're out there for the adventure, and the mission is to get some intimate action. So if Steve and I can see each other, fine. If I can't see them, fine. I don't even know what their goal is, unless they just don't like people. They don't like to hunt with buddies, or But I think most people do.
Right. I mean, that's more of the enjoyment is, we didn't take big clanking equipment. We didn't crawl 21 feet in the air. You were 6 feet off the ground.
Exactly 6 feet. Eye level is where my stand was.
And you shot 15 yards down into a creek.
Yep.
And the funny thing was,
scraggly little tree.
Yeah, scraggly little tree. And the funny thing was, it ran 60 yards down the creek and literally died at the bottom of the tree that I was in. And I couldn't have been more happy. He was like, "Did you see it? Is it going down?"
I was worried it didn't go down. I couldn't hear it because it was running through the grass of the creek, so it was soft.
Yeah.
So you don't hear it crash,
Yeah, and I give him a call. I'm like, "No, come and get him." He's like at my feet, dead. So that's the excitement that we want people to see, because we see the industry just getting a little stagnant. Dads are taking their kids out. I see kids that I gave a bow to, and he doesn't want to go bow hunting. He's like, it's just not fun.
There's also, I'm sorry to interrupt, Steve. There's also a point I really want to make out there. I think it's really cool to see all these people on social media and all the TV shows that shoot all these monster deer every year. And that's cool. They work hard. They got this great property, and they shoot all these monster deer every year. Well, that's not the majority of hunters.
No.
You know, we may only shoot 130 point, or 30 inch, 140 inch, 120 inch deer. And you know what? A lot of the hunters out there, they have good reason to be just as proud as that of that 125, 130 inch deer than that guy that shoots 190 inch every year because he's got 1,000 acres and he's got tons of money to plant food plots and nobody else hunts him but himself.
He's actually got to be
You know?
more proud of it because he's worked harder to get
Yes, and he doesn't have the assets
it. No.
or the time to hunt and get that. So that's why we're about the journey. You know, we want to support all those guys out there that may never shoot a 180 inch deer,
Yeah.
but they can still have just as much fun. I shot a deer in Wisconsin last year, probably a little bit bigger than one. You shot Wisconsin this year.
Yeah.
I could not have been happier. It was
a-
probably
it was a
140
beauty.
inch.
Yeah, he was a beauty.
I had a blast. It could not have been better.
Right.
You know, so, and you and I, we've shot a lot of nice deer and some elk, and something happened. Steve was in this contest, and he had to measure his deer, and him and I were thinking,
It's the first
we've measured a deer or an elk. I've got a mule deer, a 13 pointer that's probably, everybody's told me might score 200. I've never measured it. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I love the journey. I love hunting. You know, I can. Some people are really into that scoring in the inches, and that's great. Good for them. They have a certain challenge they're going after. But for me, it's just a hunting journey, so to speak. It's not just what did they score.
Yeah.
Not against those guys. That's great if they want to do that, but it's not my thing. And I want to tell all the other guys out there, don't worry if you don't shoot 180 inch buck every year.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Well, and we
Have
go back
fun.
to that journey thing. I have big bucks that are just sitting in my entryway on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
The skull mounts.
Yep.
And they're bigger than the one I have on the wall. But why do I have the one on the wall? It's got a story. If you come to my house, you say, that's a night buck, I'm going to tell you, I walked probably 2 miles up a creek bed to get into the area that I wanted to get into. And then I sat in rainy, sleety weather until he got within range for me to shoot.
That's another good point.
That's
So,
the story.
yeah. So that's a great point you bring up, Steve. When you mount a taxidermy an animal and put them on your wall, I hate calling it a trophy
Right.
because people gives hunters a bad name. Like, oh look, I killed this.
Right.
That is, it could not be further from what it's all about.
No.
That animal represents something. It represents a journey, an experience.
An intimacy
That's the trophy,
between-
is the experience.
Yeah.
Not killing him, harvesting him is part of the experience.
Right.
You know, it's the end of the experience. Well, actually, it's not, because a lot of work comes after you kill it.
Right.
But the harvest is just a small part of it. So that's why we have mounts and put them on the wall. Is those stories of the hunts, the adventure. It's not the trophy of killing it.
Right. Exactly.
So
that's why we made this. That's why we made this, is so you get close, you get intimate,
and enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey.